Go.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Clarence de la Serna from Group 3, and today we're going to talk about the sole proprietorship. Now, what is sole proprietorship? A sole proprietorship is a business that is owned and operated by one individual. This means that there are no legal separation from, from the owner and the business. They are considered one and the same in the eyes of the law. Now, that means that the owner can be personally responsible for all this business debts, losses, and obligations. Even the creditors can pursue the business owner for the assets to satisfy debts. Now, if you are a sole proprietorship, that means that the creditors can sell or take your personal properties to pay off for debts. Now, just like it says here, a form by a single individual, that's what it means by a sole, and the can operate under the owner's name or fictitious name. Now, the fictitious name, one example is like Maria's Calendaria or Jillian Stella Ring Shop. That is example of a fictitious name. Now, can enter contracts and be sued under the owner's name. Now, because being a sole proprietorship means the business is yours, if there are any illegal works in your business, you can be personally sued for it. Now, many business starts as sole proprietorship before or growing into partnerships or corporation. Now, for example, if I start a calendaria and I can no longer support it with my own income, I can go into a partnership or corporations. That means I will invite investors and make a percentage of shares. Now that is what is example of partnerships or corporations. Now, the advantages of this, I'm gonna make this quick. Minimal paperwork, fewer legal requirements, and no need to hire lawyers for complex documents. And of course, full control. The owner makes all the decisions. Now for the disadvantages, unlimited liabilities, no legal protection, debts or lawsuit can take personal property. Now this is the biggest disadvantage of sole proprietorship. If you have a debt in your business and your business goes down, you go bankrupt, all your personal properties, all the creditors can take it to pay off personal debt. So that is all for sole proprietorship.
Mabuhay Madayo, sir. I am John Rex Lubon from Group 3, and I will report the advantage and disadvantage of sole proprietorship. So first one is advantage. Sole proprietorship is a straightforward business structure where one person owns and operates the entire business, offering minimal paperwork, tax advantages, and privacy. These advantages make sole proprietorship a popular choice for small business, freelancers, and entrepreneurs. So first one is ease formation. So ease formation is muna ang mga easy na lang sila magbuhat og mga paperworks, or no need na magkuha og isa ka lawyer para mo magbuhat sa isa ka paper. For example, is kanang mga papel nga kailangan para isa ka business, or kanang mga like sa isa ka business mo na ang mga paper nga kana siya nga mga papers or mga kailangan sa isa ka business. No need na kailangan og lawyer. So next one is the owner has full control of the business. So kani siya kay, so like siya na ang na siya power to control sa isa ka business, which is siya ra man isang mag-handle sa isa ka business. So next is simple taxation. So simple taxation is so mao na ang mga kanang easy lang ang mga easy ang tax nga iyang ginalista, and that's all. So next we are disadvantage. So unlimited liability. The business owner is personally responsible for all debts and obligation of the business. So first one is difficulty of raising additional capital. The sole proprietorship has one owner who invests capital and may secure additional funding from creditors. So, mo ang isa sa mga disadvantage sa isa ka sole proprietorship. So next one is owner bias. Sole proprietorship have one decision maker, while business with multiple owners have diverse perspective. So difficulty of raising additional capital. So ang sole proprietorship, sir, is one is maglisod sila og kaning invest sa ilahang kwarta, mga pagalingon nilang kwarta, because um, dili pa kayo nila know ang mag invest sa lain. And owner bias is one decision. So owner bias is kanang so na sila yung mga ang isa ka owner ang sole proprietorship is na siya gina-focus nga isa ka tao, which is mo ang pasabot sa owner bias, which is isa lang yung decision, so dili siya mag-isip og lain, which is isa lang siya ka direction. So that's all, and thank you, sir.
Hi, Ugmadayaw. My name is Shanli Amoroto, and I'm going to talk about the general features of partnership. So what is general feature partnership? It includes two or more people forming a legal agreement to conduct a business, contributing money, property, or services to common fund for a lawful purpose, and agreeing to share profits and losses. So there is 6 general features of partnership. And the first one is the legal existence. So these are a partnership, an artificial entity created by law with separate juridical personalities from its owners. It can perform personal acts like voting and holding public office positions. Unlike two, the proprietorship partnership can enter contracts and acquire property under their own name. So income is distributed to partners but not as separate entity and is taxed accordingly. So for example is a law firm of consulting service, but two partners decide to share all business responsibilities and profits equally could be a general partnership. The second one is unlimited liability. So these are, despite having separate legal existence, is still liable for debts and obligations not covered by partnership assets. So creditors can claim deficiency from any or all partners. So let's say the ABC partnership. It is partner pays the entire debt, and Bart and Charles must reimburse them for their proportionate share. Another example is the two-person restaurant partnership. So there is one partner hires an employee, which is Alice. For example, let's say Alice. So she hires an employee, and the other partner, Bob, is bound by debt decisions because Alice acted within the space of the scope restaurant ordinary business operation. So the third one is the mutual agency. So these are allow school owners to perform acts without permissions from other partners, as long as they relate to the normal business operations of the partnership. Allow school owners to perform acts without permissions. So let's just say Andre. So Andre is a human resource management graduate. So he purchased sewing machines from the EF company. So the act is binding on the partnership. Conversely, if Andre purchased a speedboat using the partnership assets, the partnership is not liable since the act has no relations to partnership's operations. So Andre is the only one liable. So limited life. So this is the fourth one, the limited life. So limited life partnership life can be ended through dissolutions or liquidations. So dissolutions occurs when a partner withdraws or a new partner is admitted, leading to a new partnerships. So liquidation ends operations by selling assets, paying liabilities, and distributing remaining assets to partners, ensuring the partnership continued existence. To get more idea or to understand more, so let's difference. So what are the differences of the dissolutions and liquidations? So the differences of dissolutions and liquidations are the dissolution is the administrative process for companies that can that can pay their debts, while the liquidation is a formal procedure commonly utilized by companies that cannot. So let's just say the solutions is can pay their debts and the liquidations is cannot. Let's say, for example, a company A is a profitable consulting firm, decides to close down and can't pay off its all debts. So it undergoes dissolutions because dissolutions is can pay their debts, just like what I said. So when it's formally removed from the company, register after setting debts and distributing assets to the stakeholders. So in contrast, Company B is struggling manufacturer, insolvent and unable to pay debts. So it undergoes liquidations, just like what I've said. So liquidations again is cannot. So utilized by companies that cannot. So let's proceed to the fifth. So the fifth one is the co-owner partnership of property. So this one is involves partner contributing money, property, and industry to a common fund. So once a partner contributes, it becomes part of partnership, with partners having proportionate shares of assets. So profits or losses do not belong to the specific partners. So and all partners have a claim on a portion. So profits should follow a profit sharing scheme or be distributed according to the original capital. From the word co-ownership, so it involves, like what I've said, it involves money, property, and industry to the common funds. So, so let's proceed to the last, the partnership agreements. So these are contract perfected through oral or writing agreement and to protect all partners' interests. It is ideal to form partnership in a written contract. So written contract is called the Articles of Partnership. So it contains the following informations. So the first one, A, is the name of the partnership. When you make a partnership agreement, the first one contains following information is the name of partnership. The second is the location of the principal office for partnerships. And then the last one is the names, the citizenship, and last, the residence of partners. So let's proceed with other forms of business organizations with partnership. So besides partnerships, other forms of business organizations, first is the limited partnerships or LP. So these are business owned by multiple parties with general partners managing business and having unlimited liability. Limited partners having limited liability or restricted to their investment. For example, a real estate investment LP where the general partner manages properties and limited partners providing funding. The other is the limited liability partnerships. So these are the LLPS. So these are a type of partnership where all partners have limited liability to protections. Partners typically have equal control and manage responsibilities. So for example, a law firm structured as an LLP where partners share management responsibilities and have limited liability. Third one is the limited liability company or LLC. So these are the structures that provides protections against personal liability for business debts. So pass-through taxations or profits are taxed at the individual level. For example, a small consulting business structured as an LLC where the owners has liability protections and tax benefits. So these business structures offer varying degrees of liability protections, so manage flexibilities and tax benefits. So the choice of structures depends on specific needs and goals of the business. I hope you've learned a lot. So that's all. Salamat po. Ingat po.
Good day, everyone. My name is Jarian Hangat, and I will discuss this topic other forms of business organization with partnerships. A limited partnership is a business owned by multiply with a general partner running it and unlimited liability for debts, limited to their investment. So, ang limited partnership, kay isa ni siya ka negosyo, nga daghan og tag-iya or pamay-ari. So, sa isa sa ilahan, na isa ka general partner na siya na mamahala or bahala sa sagot sa tanan utang sa negosyo. For example, ang limited partners kay nag-provide sila og funding for a property purchase. While ang general partner kay sila ang nag-manage sa property o nag-handle sa mga tenant issues. So next, I will proceed to limited liability partnerships. So, ang limited liability partnership kay isa ni kaklase sa example nga gibuo sa mga general partners nga adunay limitado nga legal responsibilidad o patas nga pamamahala nga mao ni ang dahilan kung ngano dali siya ma-establish o i-maintain. For example, ang mga law firm. Daghan mga law firm nga especially sa mga dagkong kumpanya ang nagpatakbo bilang LLP or Limited Liability Partnership para maprotektahan ang mga negosyo o ka-negosyo laban sa posibleng nga responsibilidad gikan sa laing ka-negosyo o sa mismong firm pareha sa mga reklamo sa mali nga trabaho. So last, a limited liability company business structure that provides protection against liability and allows for tax through taxation. So, ang limited liability company kay isa ni siya ka istruktura o forma sa negosyo nga naghatag og proteksyon laban sa responsibilidad o nagpahimutang sa pass-through taxation o direkta nga pagpaningil sa buhis sa label sa mga tag-iya. For example, ang Amazon, ginagamit sa Amazon ang mga LLC para sa lain-laing subsidiaries ani nga nakalain-laing estado para aron mapuslan ang mga benepisyo sa buhis o mga regulation. So, and that's it. This is my report.
Mabuhay ug madaya everyone. I'm Sid Marginaka, and today or tonight we're going to talk about a corporation. So a corporation is an incorporated entity established through a locus operation, which succession right, expiring power, asset, and properties of stipulated by a law. So this means that cooperation is a type of business that is legally recognized as a separate entity from its owner or distinct for its owner. So it created according to the law and it has certain rights, power, and asset. And its existence can be continued even if the owner change. So its operations are established with a low cost, and it is power that a use of asset and properties are defined and limited by law. So now let's proceed the four things or four words that will emphasize a corporation. So first we have a cooperation is an artificial entity or distinct from its owner. So this means that cooperation is recognized by law as a separate legal person and it distinct from individuals who owns or manage it. And second, we have a cooperation is formed through the operation of law and individual cannot be formed it independently. So meaning that cooperation are created by following specific legal procedures and requirements set forth by or state or national law. And third, we have a cooperation has the right of succession, which can be able to transfer to others through sale, donation, or any other method. So this cooperation refers to the perpetual existence of cooperation, meaning it continues to exist and regardless of change. in ownership of management, and also a ownership can be transferred. And lastly, we have the law of grant cooperation power in attributes but also restrict by their authorities. Also, this means that cooperation are granted certain power by law to conduct a business. But these power are not unlimited and are subject to legal and regulatory restriction. So that will be all. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy this video.
So good day everyone, I am Karil and as Rowena. So moving on to the general features of corporation. First, the separate legal existence. So, the separate legal existence ay isang istruktura ng negosyo tulad ng isang korporasyon o LLC na legal na naiiba sa mga may-ari nito. Nangangahulugan ito na ang negosyo mismo ay maaaring magkaroon ng ari-arian, magpasok ng mga kontrata, at magdemanda. Magkaroon ng mga utang, lahat ay hiwalay sa mga personal na asset at pananagutan ng mga may-ari. Ang isang pangunahing benepisyo ay ang mga may-ari sa pangkalahatan ay may limitadong pananagutan. Ibig sabihin, ang kanilang mga personal na asset ay protektado mula sa mga utang sa negosyo at mga demand. Next is the limited liability. Ay isang istruktura ng korporasyon na nagproprotekta sa mga may-ari nito mula sa personal na paghahabol para sa pagbabayad ng mga utang o pananagutan ng kumpanya. Kasama sa mga halimbawa ng limited liability companies o LLCs ang mga kilalang brand tulad ng Nike, Amazon at Hertz. Pati na rin ang mga maliliit na negosyo tulad ng mga grupo ng doktor at multi-member LLC na nabubuo sa pamamagitan ng mga partnership. Nag-aalok ang mga LLC sa mga may-ari ng limitadong proteksyon sa pananagutan. Ibig sabihin, ang kanilang mga personal na ari-arian ay karaniwang pinoprotektahan mula sa mga utang sa negosyo at mga demanda. So next is the transferable ownership rights. Ang naililipat na pagmamay-ari sa isang korporasyon ay karaniwang nasasangkot ng paglipat ng mga pagbabahagi na kumakatawan sa pagmamay-ari ng kumpanya. Ang paglipat na ito ay maaaring gawin sa pamamagitan ng iba't ibang paraan, gaya ng pagbebenta, regalo, o mana. Halimbawa, maaaring ilipat ng isang nagbebenta ang pagmamay-ari ng isang peraso ng ari-arian sa isang mamimili kapalit ng bayan, o maaaring ilipat ng isang kumpanya ang intelektual na ari-arian ito. Next is virtually unlimited life. Sa accounting, kapag sinabi nating may halos walang limitasyong buhay ang isang entity, pinag-uusapan natin ang tungkol sa going concern o assumption. Tinatawag ding continuity assumption. Ibig sabihin, ang isang negosyo ay ipinapalagay na magpapatuloy sa pagpapatakbo ng walang katiyakan o hindi bababa sa sapat na tagal upang mapagtanto ang mga ari-ari nito ay mabayaran ang mga pananagutan nito. Next is the corporation management. Ang pamamahala ng korporasyon ay tumutukoy sa proseso ng pagpaplano, pag-oorganisa at pagdedirekta at pagkokontrol sa mga mapagkukunan ng isang korporasyon o mapapinansyal sa tao sa teknolohikal at natural upang makamit ang mga layunin nito ng kumikita, napapanatiling at etika. There is 4 levels of corporation management. One is the top level management or strategic level, who the board of directors, CEO, president, and vice presidents. 2 is the middle level management or the tactical level, who the general managers, department heads, regional managers, division leaders. Third, the lower level management or operational level, who supervisors, team leaders, foremen, and line managers. And fourth is the employees or operatives or execution level, who staff, workers, clerks, and sales operations are representatives. Next is the government regulations. Ang mga regulasyon ng pamamahalaan para sa mga korporasyon ay sumasaklaw sa isang malawak na hanay ng mga batas at panuntunan na makaka-impluwensya sa iba't ibang aspeto ng mga operasyon ng isang kumpanya mula sa nabuo at pagbubuwis hanggang sa epekto sa kapaligiran at kaligtasan sa lugar ng trabaho. Ang mga regulasyong ito ay naglalayong protektahan ang pampublikong interes, tiyakin ang patas na kompetisyon, at isulong ang corporate social responsibility. Next and the last one is the double taxation. Nangyayari ang dobleng pagbubuwis kapag ang parehong kita o transaksiyong pinansyal ay binabayaran ng dalawang beses ng magkaibang otoridad o sa iba't ibang anyo. Karaniwang itong lumalabas sa dalawang pangunahing konsepto. Number 1 is the corporate level o the economic double taxation. Nangyayari ito kapag ang mga kita ng kumpanya ay binabayaran ng dalawang beses. Sa antas ng korporasyon, ang kumpanya ay nagbabayad ng corporate income tax sa mga kita ito. Sa ikalawa ay ang sa antas ng shareholder o sa individual. Kapag ang mga kita ay ibinabahagi bilang ng dividendo, ang mga shareholder ay nagbabayad ng personal na buwis sa kita sa mga dividendo. Halimbawa, ang isang kumpanya ay kumikita ng 1 million sa kita, nagbabayad ito ng 25% and the corporate tax is 250,000. Ibinababahagi nito ang natitirang 750,000 bilang ng mga dividendo. Maaring magbayad ang mga shareholder, sabihing 20% na buwis sa dividendo is equal to 150,000. Kabuang buwis na binayaran is 400,000 or 40%. And that's all. Thank you.
Mabuhay og madayo, sir. I'm Raymond B. Osorio Jr. And I'm the seventh reporter of Group 3. So I'm gonna report about dividends. So dividends. In a corporation, income is not automatically distributed to stockholders as it is in sole proprietorships or partnerships. Dividends, which are payments paid to stockholders, are distributed only after the board of directors approves them. Dividends can be cash, stock, or property. So, dividends is mo siya ang kita or income sa isa ka company na gina-give sa mga stockholders or sa mga shareholders. If mag-buy ka sila o share of stocks sa isa ka company is pwede ka mahimo mga shareholders sa ilang company. So if nakikita ang isa nga company, pwede po sila magbahagi sila shareholders or sa mga stockholders. Depende na lang po sila kita or depende lang po sila ginagive sa ila sa mga shareholders or sa mga stockholders. So there's three types of dividends. So first is cash dividends. Cash dividends paid in cash and typically specified per share. So ang cash dividends is mo ni siya ang gina-direct na paghatag sa moha like na namin nakamutan nga cash, pwede mo siya ihatag sa mohang bank account. Depende kung asa sila prefer na paghatag like sa sa inyo or sa inyong bank account. So next is stock dividends. So stock dividends, additional shares given to stockholders, usually stated as a percentage. So stock dividends is mo ni siya ang gina additional shares sa inyo like na dagdagan mo nila og percent or income nga depende po sa ilahang kita sa company. So next is property dividends. Property dividends, physical assets distribute to stockholders such as inventory. So dili lang pod kay siya additional nga share or cash. Pwede po sila mag-give sa mga ari-arian like assets or unsa pa like pwede po sila maghatag sa mga kanang gamayng bonus. Depende ra pud kung sila i-declare nga comfortable sila nga paghatag sa mga shareholders or stockholders. So that's all, sir. Thank you.
So they have 6 characteristics about cooperative. Number 1, it can be instituted under its own name. So ang cooperative ay may kanya-kanyang legal personality o pagkakakilanlan sa batas sa hiwalay na mga membro. Number 2, it has the right of suggestion. So ang cooperative ay patuloy na umiral kahit na nagbago ang mga membro o officer nito. Number 3, member of the cooperative ay subject to liability. So halimbawa, ang mga cooperative ay kakautang o palugi na hindi pwedeng singilin ang personal ari-arian ng mga membro like bahay, kotse, lupa para lang sa mga utang. Number 4, it should exist for a period not exceeding 50 years from the date of permission. The cooperative term may be extended for a period not exceeding 50 years. So kapag nagtatag ka ng isang kooperatiba, hindi siya maaaring magkaroon ng infinite o habang buhay na extended. Sa batas, ang maksimum ng panahon ng buhay parasyon ng isang kooperatiba ay 50 years. So number 5, a cooperative has its set of board of direction. Ang kooperatiba ay hindi lamang pinapatakbo ang isang tao, mayroon itong board of direction or BOD na siyang nangunguna at nagdesisyon para sa kabubuang direksyon at operasyon. Number 6, income of the cooperative belong to its member individual activity. So ang sobrang kitang isang kooperatiba ay hindi pag-aaring isang tao o ang board of direction, kundi para sa mga membro o mismo cooperative. That's all. Thank you.
Mabuhay ug madayaw. My name is Mark Davidson, BBT. My topic, it's all about other characteristics of cooperative. Number 1, it can sue and be sued under its own name. Pwede mo kaso ang kooperatiba gamit ang iyang pangalan. Example, kung naay tao nga wala ni bayad, pwede mo kaso ang cooperative. Dili na pwede mag-apil-apil ang member anak. Okay, ang cooperative mo na yung madala sa kaso. Number 2, it has the right of succession. Magpadayon ang kooperatiba bisan mawala ang membro o mabiya o namatay ang membro, magpadayon gapon ang cooperative. Example, kung nawala ang nagtukod sa kooperatiba, magpadayon gapon na kay namay member mo ilis sila, padayon gapon ang cooperative. Number 3, member of cooperative are subject to limited liability. Kini ang responsibilidad sa membro kutog sa ilang gimbis. Kung malugi ang kooperatiba, dili kuhaon ang personal na gamit membro, kutog sa ilang gambag. Kung pila ilang gambag, mora gyud ilang kwan. Kung example, kung nag-invest og 5,000 og nalugi, dili siya ugson mo bayad pa labaw pa sa 5,000. Number 4, it should exist for a period not exceeding 50 years from the date of information. Ang cooperative mulungtad nantod 50 ka tuig. Pag ma-expire na siya, pwede pa na siya i-renew. Example, para lang lisensya, ma-expire na. Pwede ba na siya mo para na sa cooperative ma-expire siya 50 150 ka tuig na siya niya na-expire pwede pa na siya mo-renew. Number 5, ang cooperative is set of board directors. Ang cooperative mamili na sila set of directors kanang masaligan ba kanang tarong directors. Number 6, income of cooperative. Called net surplus belong to its member. Ang ginansya sa cooperative para sa membro, diyan na siya. Member, diyan siya. Example, kung ang cooperative nakaginansya og 100,000, ang mga membro ray makadawat na magbahin sila. Sila ray magbahin sa ilang ginansya sa co o mga member. Mo na. That's all. Thank you.